welcome to the lesson 1 or the introduction to the course Applied Business Tools and Technologies. So for this semester, I'm going to teach this for hospitality management students, but I'm not sure if other courses or other programs offer the same course, okay, or offer the same subject. But basically, this is the first time that we will be having this in the new curriculum. Okay, so please understand if there are some terms that I will contextualize in the hospitality industry, okay, or in the tourism industry. So for the lesson 1, we will be discussing different business tool terminologies or business terminologies first. Okay, so my expectation and I really hope that after this lesson, you should be able to understand different business terminologies. Although yung ibang business terms na pag-aaralan natin is just a sort of review. Since you've already had, kung meron na kayong business finance before, and most of the terms are from business finance, and then explain what a business tool is, understand different business technology tools, and for our laboratory, I would love to have this even online lang. We will have a hands-on training on different hospitality industry tools. So later, I will discuss those tools and technologies na meron sa hospitality industry. Now, let's define or let's have these different business terminology. So this is our reference. If you want to have a short or to exert an extra research about this, you can go into this website. First one is, ayan, ito ang unang-unang dapat na maging familiar tayo and ma-review natin as a business professional. Either you will be working in a hospitality industry or you will be having your own business, you will be managing your own business, you should be familiar with this. Okay, accounting. So, what is accounting? So, it involves the systematic recording and reporting of business financial transactions. So, I know if accounting student ka, di ba, there is this parang uniform na definition, but and more technical definition. But here, since let's just put it in layman's term, ayan, ito yung pagre-record. Ayan, meron kang pagkakasunod-sunod ng record ng financial transaction sa isang negosyo. Where sometimes, okay, it's yung ang flow, it's inflow or papasok yung pera, may na-receive kang pera, or may nilabas ka na pera. Okay, this concept or the accounting should be in every entrepreneur's arsenal of basic business terms. So, dapat lahat tayo talaga alam to. Kahit siguro you're owning your own business or you're having your own business or you're employed, siguro dapat din medyo alam natin tong accounting kasi every one of us wants to have finance or pera, diba? So this is just a recording. So you will just record the financial transactions. Most of the time, okay, lalo na sa isang business or industry, it is complicated. Yung accounting is often complicated and most businesses often outsource or nag-hire sila ng professional or CPAs, ayan, para i-handle yung accounting system nila. So, yan. So, this is the first business term that we will be having. Next, accounts receivable. So, medyo familiar na sa inyo to if you remember our business finance lessons. This is the amount of money your customers or clients owe your business for goods or services you supply. This is kung magkano yung kung nagpapautang ka, kung magkano pa yung pautang mo. Okay, magkano pa yung marireceive mo sa mga clients and sa mga customers mo. Okay, why is it important to compute the accounts receivable? Di ba minsan kung nagpapautang ka tapos di mo na alam, di ba, kung sino-sino yung mga pinautang mo, kung sino-sino yung mga nanghiram sa'yo, di ba? So, kaya part siya ng accounting, so you will list down all of those, yung mga hindi pa nagbabayad, and yung total value ng accounts receivable can give us a snapshot of the amount owed to our business at any given time. So, alam natin kung magkano pa yung marireceive natin from our buyers and customers. That's accounts receivable. And the third one is accounts payable. Ito naman, the measure of how much you owe your creditors for goods or services supplied to you. So, kung si accounts receivable, magkano yung marireceive mo, ito naman, magkano yung babayaran mo. Okay? Again, you have to know your accounts payable kung magkano yung total value nito. Kasi, para din ma-balance mo kung puro utang na ba talaga yung business mo, 'di ba? Magsasucceed pa ba yung business mo, or you need to or nagpa-prosper naman kasi yung utang mo kayang bayaran ng accounts receivable mo or ng cash na meron ka sa business. Okay, that's the third one. Next are assets. Okay, it refers to your business's cumulative financial holdings. Ito yung pagmamay-ari mo. These are usually classified as current or short-term assets. What are those? This includes cash or inventory. Kung naalala nyo pa sa balance sheet natin, di ba? We discussed about assets. And then fixed assets or long-term assets. It includes, these include equipment, land, ayan. Most of the long-term assets, ito yung mga binabayaran mo for a long-term, medyo malaki, yung nilabas mo na pera for the fixed assets. Okay? So again, assets, lahat ng pagmamayari ng isang negosyo. I have read from a business guru or an author, Robert Kiyosaki. He said that assets are the things or those things that can put money in your pocket. Okay, so if for example, so you have this inventory. So, pag nabenta mo yan, it can put money in your pocket. Meron kang land. Pag nabenta mo yan, it can put money in your pocket. So, meron kang building. Siyempre, nagagamit mo yung building mo. So, it can put money in your pocket. Yung equipment mo, nakakagawa ng products na kailangan mong i-supply, it can put money in your pocket. So, that is parang yung palatandaan ng isang assets. Or na yung isang particular na account na ito ay maka-classify natin as asset. Next is, syempre, ang liabilities. So, ito naman, yung pagkakautang mo. So, like si assets, it has to be, we can define liabilities as current liabilities, which might include an expense payable to a supplier. Yung mga medyo short-term lang na loans. Okay? Yung mga yung mga sinusupply sa'yo na most of the time hinahayaan ka na magbayad ng twice a month, ganun. That's the short-term assets or liabilities, current liabilities or short-term liabilities. Whereas, ang long-term liabilities naman, ito yung mga long-term loans, yung mga binabayaran mo ng 5 years, 10 years. So yun, so those are the difference of short-term and long-term liabilities. Okay, that's the fifth one. Next, revenue, ayan, kita. Okay, it refers to the income you get from a business activity in a given time. So for example, when I say income, same lang yon sa revenue. When I say revenue, when I say, for example, how much is your revenue? So yun lang din. Okay, that I am pertaining to the income at this definite time. For example, how much is your revenue for this month? Okay, so that is what I am talking about. Next is expenses. Okay, expenses are the money you spend to operate your business. Okay, for example, nag-incur ba ng expenditures ang equipment mo, bumili ka ng bagong machines and equipment, so syempre gastos yan. Utilities, ayan, yung inventory mo, syempre it will incur expenses. Ayan, lahat ng yon ginagamit mo to spend or you spend it to operate your business. So for ayan, this is just a tip, ayan, for the self-employed or yung mga sole proprietor, their business expenses are tax deductible. So parang yung net sales mo hindi pa yan itatax, parang i-less pa lahat gross sales mo, i-less pa lahat ng operating expenses mo, tapos tsaka pa lang siya itatax kung ano yung natira, lahat-lahat. So yun, so that is an expense. So again, expenses, so ito naman nilalabas or lumalabas yung pera, ito yung naglalabas ng pera from your wallet or from your business. Okay, next, owner's equity. It refers to the owner's part of business assets, usually in percentage. So, ang owner's equity, so kung magkano ang magkano ang part mo, especially in a corporation, 'di ba? So for example, ito yung Angeles, tapos nakalagay doon kung magkano yung part mo sa, or magkano yung percentage na meron ka in the total assets ng isang negosyo. So it is like this. For example, si Angeles, meron siyang 50% na shares or 50% na owner's equity. So that is the owner's equity. So kung ilang percent ang pagmamay-ari mo in the overall business asset. Next, balance sheet. Ayan. So ito naman, 'di ba? Familiar na tayo dito. We've made this in the, I think, 2 semesters ago. So yun. So this key financial document provides a snapshot of business assets, liabilities, and owner's equity. So dito makikita what are the business's assets, ano yung mga liabilities, and how much is the owner's equity in a particular business. So that's a balance sheet. Next, net profit. Okay, this is also known as your bottom line. Si net profit, also known as bottom line. Net profit represents total revenues less total expenses. Syempre, ang net profit at yung kabuuang kita mo, yung total sales mo, ililess mo lahat-lahat ng gastos, that is the net profit. Ayun na yung iuwi mo. That's your bottom line. Yun na yung take home mo. Next, net loss. And this is when total expenses exceed your overall revenues. Kapag halimbawa, kinumpute mo yung total sales mo. Tapos, halimbawa, ang total sales mo 5 million, pero ang expenses mo 7 million. So, you have a net loss of 2 million. So, lugi ka. This is your lugi. Ang risk ng net loss is one of the many strong reasons to keep company costs under control. Kaya you have to understand some of the companies na nagbabudget talaga, diba? Especially kung starting pa lang yung isang company. In a hospitality industry, for example, yung mga hotels, kahit na malaki na yung business na yan, they still keep their costs under control. Kailangan yan nakamanage pa din. Kasi kahit na malaki na yung negosyo, mas malaki din yung gastos niyan. So yun, it could be possible na magkaroon talaga sila ng net loss. Next is profit margin. So this essential business term measures how much profit you keep relative to total sales. If you can remember before we made this, si total sales, tapos may ililess ka, tapos that would be si profit margin, it could be classified into 3, which is the gross profit margin, GPM, OPM, and NPM, if you remember that, operating and net. So si gross, ayan yung gross sales. Okay, that's our gross profit. Tapos ililess mo yung operating expenses, that's the operating profit margin. Tapos ililess mo yung mga tax, interests, whatever, and then that's the net profit margin. So when you calculate this, ayan, so hindi naman na natin siya i-calculate, but I just want you to picture out, ayan, na kapag ka, for example, when I say, what's your gross? Ibig sabihin, what's the total na less pa, hindi mo pa ililess yung operating and yung mga taxes. So yun, pero when I say, what's your operating profit? So, less na yung mga operating expenses. So yun. Next is cash flow. Ayan, cash flow is the movement of money in and out of your business. We can have inflows, cash inflow and cash outflow. Kapag cash inflow, papasok, the movement of your money inside your business, nagpakatanggap ka ng pera. Outflow is naglabas ka ng pera. Next is return on investment or ROI. It shows how much you gained or lost on a business investment relative to how much you spent on it. So, return on investment, magkano ba yung bumalik doon sa ininvest mo or sa pinuhunan mo. Okay? Magkano yung bumalik or magkano yung nawala, if ever man, that there is a net loss. Next, and the last business term that we will be having today is the business to business or business to consumer. When you say B2B or business to business, you can think or you can picture out a business supplying to other businesses. Whereas a B2C, your business is supplying to directly to the end user or the customers. For example, I am supplying ukay bundles. So I am supplying to the businesses also, to the online sellers. So sila yung B2C, which is from their business, magsusupply sila ng mga damit to their end consumer. Yung gagamitin na yun. Pero sa amin, we will supply their supply. Okay? Maraming ganito ng mga businesses wherein yun, they supply different commodities to other businesses, tapos yung mga businesses na yun yung bebenta to the end users. Okay? So again, when you encounter these terms, I hope meron na kayong idea what are those terms. Our next topic, or the lesson 2 in chapter 1, is all about business tools. So let's define what are business tools. So these are any assets that help, or business tool is any asset that helps or assists the organization to achieve its stated aims or objectives. So whatever you use, whatever asset or equipment that you have within a company para na matutulungan ka para ma-achieve yung aim, goals, and objective ng isang company, we can call that business tools. Okay, so let's move on to our third topic, which are business technology tools. So this is our reference. There is another reference. I will provide it on the comments or in the description. So these are different technology tools that we are using, especially in the hospitality industry. So if you, all of us may know, most successful organizations rely on technology for almost every aspect of our business. Kung before, di ba, yung traditional business setting at hindi pa masyadong modernized or hindi pa masyadong high-tech talaga, pwede pa that we, kahit walang technology in a business, okay lang. But right now, dahil nga nasa, na tayo tech age na tayo. So, most businesses rely on this. Although there are many types of technology available, minsan, or a tip, minsan going digital doesn't have to intimidate some business owners, because those technology tools, okay, it can all be broken down into understandable chunks of functionality. So we just have to know the functions of these different tools para i-check natin kung applicable ba to into our business. Kung hindi naman, then do not use it anymore. First one are desktop and laptops. Ayan. Sobrang ngayon ito, sobrang kailangan. Dati kasi lang siya once lang siya, 'di ba? If you want some desktop, if you want some laptop. Pero ngayon, kahit nga minsan estudyante, they need this already, lalo na ngayong online classes, especially lalo pa ngayon kung sa mga businesses. So these desktop computers or laptops are loaded with office and productivity software packages, which allow the employees to write letters, analyze financial information, send and receive emails, design sales presentations. Sa hospitality industry, syempre para ma-check yung mga bookings, para ma-check yung reservation into a company. So, and magkaroon ng database within a company. So, sobrang kailangan ng desktop and laptops. Next, these are software and productivity tools. And pag sinabi kasing productivity tools, ang papasok agad sa isip natin are Microsoft Excel, PowerPoint, or Word. And these are the most common productivity tools. So, these software, is loaded onto a computer to provide specific types of functionality. So, naka-install sila in a computer. Hindi sila yung mabibili na parang isang laptop, ganon, physical or tangible. Ito, siya, naka-install na siya into our computer. So, yan, si Microsoft Word, a word processing package, si Excel, financial spreadsheet system. Madalas ginagamit ang Excel into financial or into accounting. PowerPoint or Keynote sa mga naka-Mac. It allows users to prepare professional-looking sales presentations quickly and easily. And millions of other titles are available, each developed to form specific tasks. So, bukod pa dun, marami pang software and productivity tools. If you know some, you can write it down in the comment section. Next, networking of computers and printers. Okay? In a company, if halimbawa mag-OJT kayo or nag-OJT na kayo or mag-work ka in a company, especially yung mga office works, the computers there are often linked to form a network. Ngayon, paano yan, ma'am? So, nakalink yan sa, syempre, sa modem, so para makapag-provide ng internet para sa lahat, sa isang printer, di ba? Halimbawa si computer one, it can print sa centralized printer ninyong lahat, di ba? Tapos kukunin mo na lang doon yung pinrint mo. So, yun. So, we can call this computer networks, okay? And printer networks. So, this can allow people within an organization to share documents or information. Magkakaroon kayo ng central repository to store documents or for people to communicate using email within an office. So they also allow several computers to share a printer or storage device, even yung storage device. So a network of can be limited to computers within a shared office or span across multiple offices and locations. Minsan yung networking ng computers and computers na lang is hindi lang siya within the office but kahit sa ibang branch nila or ibang location na meron sila. So yun. So that's the fourth business technology that we are now using. Next, telephone and voicemail systems. Although siguro we might not consider an office telephone to be a piece of technology kasi parang medyo makaluma na siya, 'di ba? But today's business phone systems are quite complex, and the most common type of phone system consists of a hardware unit that uses software to split the phone company line among individual handsets. So imagine parang naka-network din yung telephone within a company. And I experienced using it within a company. Ano lang siya, parang helpful din kasi for example that time nasa 10th floor kami, tapos yung mga tumatawag is nasa 17th floor, di ba? So, they don't need to use their cell phones, although pwede naman sa Facebook, di ba? But, kumbaga professionally speaking, you can call each other via telephone na lang. So, tapos yung mga telephone lines is magkakadikit lang. So, yun ba? 2021 yung number mo, parang ganun. Tapos another table, 2022, ganun. So, yun. So, you can easily contact each other within the company. So, yeah. So those are telephone and voicemail systems. Next, this is FAS or financial accounting system. So this is very crucial or very needed in a company. Although we can say this is technically a software. Ayan. Yung accounting system, meron silang mission critical role in any business. Syempre, yan yung pera. So, yung mga accounting systems, it can keep track of every peso na ini-spend ng company along with every peso then of revenue. So, lahat yan nakalagay doon. And one popular choice for smaller companies is QuickBooks, if you know that. Online software siya wherein you can put all your accounts. Tapos kapag, for example, naka-network yung computer mo sa kabila, may ginastos sila, mababawas na rin agad doon kapag nilagay nila. So, ganun. So, that's financial accounting system. Some companies also use, aside sa QuickBooks, they can also use Xero, Xero. They can also use SAP or SAP. Ayan. So, those are some of the software that we can use for our financial accounting system. So it allows us to have more customization and more integration with other system. So yeah. So next is inventory control system. So, ito din sa inventory control system, most of the time, this is a software na ginagamit in a company para matrack mo kung ilan na lang ba yung products mo, mauubusan na ba kayo ng stocks, are you going to produce na ba another set of stocks. So, yun. And then, sa inventory control system also, ayan, it sees real-time inventory information. It can view sales trends and forecast demand. So, makikita nyo, etong particular product na to, halimbawa, t-shirt, ito pala ay mabenta ngayong time na to. So, pwede kayo mag-produce ngayon ng maraming ganyan para mas marami kayong inventory pag kailangan. So, you can identify and rectify discrepancies immediately. Halimbawa, may hindi na bilang. Halimbawa, merong sobra doon sa inventory nyo. You prevent stock outs and you save time on manual stock takes. if you will compare the software inventory, or you have ICS using the technology, compare sa mano-manong pag-inventory, it is really convenient to use inventory control systems, especially the software, lalo na kung user-friendly yung mga software. And last one are CRMs, or Customer Relationship Management System. Madalas ko itong nakikita, ayan, what does it do? It tracks a customer throughout his experience with your company. Eto, ano siya, ang ano natin sa website, ang context natin sa website, okay? From the moment you obtain information about the customer, for example, di ba yung may mga website na kapag tinlik mo, parang may magpa-pop up, tapos parang want to receive updates from our company, tapos lalagay mo yung email mo. Ganyan. So, yun. So, that is already a customer relationship management system. And then, CRM system, kapag nakuha mo ng information, basic information lang from the customer, it will already track their interactions with you. Kapag tumawag si customer at nag-order ng product or service, tumawag for a technical question, naka-record yun lahat sa CRM system. And then, makikita nila, ayan, it will tell the service representatives kapag na-ship na ba, what is back ordered, ano yung mga binalik, ganyan, and any other conversations the customer may have had within the company. And also, CRM systems can help build relationships with the customer by assembling all the information your company collects from the customer in one place for use, review, and proactive response. For example, merong tumawag, tas nag-inquire, magkano po yung ganyan-ganyan, tapos biglang hindi na bumili. Okay? Nakatrack din yun sa CRM. And then, for example, meron kayong customer agents, ayan, or sales agents, pwede nilang, ano yun, itong isa na to, hindi na siya nag-follow up, hindi na siya nagsabi kung bibili ba siya. Pwede nilang tawagan ulit, di ba? Malay mo, nakalimutan lang palang bumili. So in that way, nagka-create tuloy kayo ngayon ng customer relationship with your buyers and with your clients. Okay? So those are the business technology tools that we often use and is needed, ayan, and are needed within our company. What are those? Desktop and laptops, software and productivity tools, networking of computers and printers, telephone and voicemail systems, financial accounting system, inventory control system, and customer relationship management system. So this is just a part 1 of our lesson. The next video will be the part 2, which is we will discuss the different hospitality industry tools. So I hope you learned a lot in this lesson, and if you learned a lot in this lesson, just click like and click subscribe and just share this video. Thank you. See you on the next videos.